Good morning, Team Alabama. We are ready for Chapter 10, and 42 is not just a number. Please find page 41 on your Chromebook in Chapter 10. Chapter 10 is Advocates for Change, 1937 to 1947. As a young pitcher, Wendell Smith had suffered the pain of being shut out of the Major League Baseball. He had been brought to tears when a baseball scout told him that in spite of his talent, his color banned him from the majors. Now a sports writer for the Pittsburgh Courier, the most important black weekly in the country, Smith channeled his disappointment and anger into words and direct action. While other black activists pressed for equality for their people in other fields, Smith had committed his life to integrating Major League Baseball. In his columns, Smith countered the many arguments about why integration wouldn't work. Black athletes weren't good enough. They didn't want to play in the majors anyway. White ball players would never accept them as teammates, and white fans would never come to see them play, destroying the business of baseball. Smith reminded readers of the extraordinary talent and the popularity of boxer Joe Louis and runner Jesse Owens. He interviewed National League managers to see how they felt about hiring black athletes and found only one opposed. All, however, declared that the decision was not theirs to make, it was the owners. Other black sports writers led their own crusades. Frank Young of the Chicago Defender, Sam Lacey of the Baltimore Afro-American, and Joe Bostic of the Harlem People's Voice decried racial segregation and emphasized the outsized talent of many Negro League players. White journalists Ed Sullivan and Shirley Povich pointed out the great injustice that black Americans fighting and dying in World War II to protect Europe's freedom were second-class citizens at home. Labor union members in New York City stood outside Yankee Stadium, Ebbets Field, and Polo Grounds and collected more than 1 million signatures on petitions to end segregated baseball. The most active group pressing the issue was the American Communist Party. Reporters Lester Rodney and Bill Mardo of the Communist Weekly, the Daily Worker, were unrelenting in criticizing segregation in America's pastime. The newspaper organized parades, and thousands of New Yorkers marched carrying signs calling for an end to Jim Crow in baseball. In the summer of 1943, Wendell Smith and Nat Lowe, sports editor of the Daily Worker, managed to pressure the Pittsburgh Pirates to hold tryouts for 2 black ball players, but the invitation was withdrawn. On opening day in 1945, members of the Communist Party picketed Yankee Stadium. One of their many banners read, "If we can stop bullets, why not balls?" In 1942, Commissioner of Baseball Kennesaw M. Landis denied the color barrier. There is no rule, formal or informal, or any understanding, unwritten, subterranean, or sub-anything, against the hiring of Negro players by the team of organized ball, in quotes. Landis's denial, however, didn't fool any activists. His